From this moment on, you will now be known as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait, ooh-ha-ha.
Welcome, brother Sharkbait.
Sharkbait, ooh-ha-ha.
Enough of the Sharkbait.
Sharkbait, ooh. Well,
What's up, everybody? This is D from Brooklyn with an update. Yeah, I'm keeping it on a roll, baby. I'm keeping it on a roll, keeping that footage coming. Well, this video I'm going to tell you about why I really don't like sea anemones. I kind of like them, but I do not like them. And I have to start this out with giving you the shot of the old Brooklyn Flatbush Reef. As you know, this tank has gone on about 16 years. It has gone through all kind of metamorphosis. I have taken corals out, I have put corals in, until I've gotten to a place pretty much where I am, where I'm happy with the tank. I add what I feel like it, but most importantly, I'm here for my fishes. I like to keep my fishes happy and comfortable. My 4-stripe hoodlums, which are just about as old as the tank. My oldest one, actually, Shorty right there, which is about 15 years old. He's been here since the tank's been there. The other 3 are about 12 or so years old. But I keep a lot of spaces in the tank so that they have lots of retreats, corners, and spaces to hide, which is really a reason why flow is so important. I have a lot of flow. You don't see everything pushing and blowing in the breeze because of the corals that I've chose to keep. But with that being said, I have tried on more than one occasion to have a sea anemone in this tank, and just recently at the Brooklyn Aquarium Society auction, I got a beautiful red rose bubble tip anemone, and it was supposed to go there. But as you see, it is not there. You want to know why? Because it decided to let go and blow behind all of this beautiful rock, which means I'll probably never see it again, or I'll see it sometime in 2022 or something when I don't even remember that it's there. That's the thing about anemones. They move when they want to move. We always think of them as being stationary, as that mushroom or this mushroom is on the rock, but they have the inept ability to let go and move, which brings me to the next point. If you can see down here, what's that in there? That is my other bubble tip anemone that I bought yesterday. It decided to move from the corner that I had in and go wedge itself way under that rock. And I am guessing because the flow is probably too much for the anemone where it is. It would have been perfect for the clowns because my fish here, Gracie and Red, that is their favorite spot. They love this little corner. I don't know why Sunny's under there. Sunny, will you get out of there? But anyway, I thought it would be beautiful if after all these years I could get one to go in this corner where there's pretty much close to slow or no flow. I could get one of the anemones to fit somewhere in this area, which would have been perfect for the fish. But of course, anemones being anemones, they do not cooperate or be compliant to what you want. So not only did it wedge itself under my biggest piece of rock, which is holding the rest of my bridge up, so I cannot move it without bringing everything tumbling down, but it also is completely out of sight. People, I do not like anemones. I like anemones, but it is like training a cat. If you've ever tried to train a cat, it is not the easiest thing on earth to do. I even put it in this corner here, and I put a plastic bottle over it, only to find that it squeezed itself out from under the bottle up onto the rock where my mushrooms are, and it moved itself all the way over there where it wedged itself under the rock. Thank you, anemone. You're a jerk. Thank you, Red anemone. You're also a jerk, because I do not have any idea where that one is. I can only imagine that it went up into that little hole there, and it went completely behind all of that rock, which meant I ended up taking all of that rock down and trying to find it, only to realize I could not find it. It could be anywhere in this 6 feet of aquarium space. So People, I tried it twice in 2 days. The anemone project for Old D is not a go. It's a no. And the sad thing is, those anemones are really pretty, especially the red one that I got at Friday night's auction. I can't find it. I looked in here. It is just not here. I've been looking with a flashlight to hope maybe I see it somewhere climbing up the rock. Maybe it would come up here. And I'd be happy with that as long as I could see it. But that one, I have no idea. It went way under here into this corner. I had my hand in there, which is always dangerous. Always be wary when you're moving rocks, when you're sticking your hands in corners where you cannot see. Because not only do I used to have, I haven't seen them anymore, but I had quite a few bristleworms in this tank. You can always surprise yourself finding a bristleworm. I have a large serpent star that lives in there, but yeah, you always got to be careful. So I think for me that about kills it with me and sea anemones. It's been 16 years and I haven't had one after all this time. Actually, this tank is running 17 years because I had it before my daughter's born. She's 16, so this tank has been running for 17 years. And yeah, no sea anemone. I give up. So before I fade out, I'll just show you the flow in this tank, because when people look at it, they really don't believe how much flow is in this tank until they put their hands up there and they feel that water shooting from the 72-inch mark all the way to the other end of the tank. And then if you look in the back, I have a Seche pump which returns it way in the corner. So I have a full circle of flow. You can see it closer over here. I have plastic on the rear of my tank to keep the salt spray and condensation and salt creep from going behind the tank, and it creates a real nice flow. And you wonder why the tank is so clear from the top. That's because it gets a good amount of flow going to the overflow and down into my sump. So the tank is 125 gallons, 72 inches, which means 6 feet. I have about, I want to say I have over 120 pounds of rock in here, easy. I take some out, I replace it with rocks in the other tank. I clean them, I replace them every now and then. I'm a big advocate of keeping the bacterial colony under control, which means reducing it just like you do in a garden. You have to remove weeds and control the growth. I believe that with bacteria, you have to control the amount of bacteria. I take the old rocks out and not except the base rocks, and you can see down here that even the crevices in the back are pretty clean. I don't clean my bases down there, but I clean them with a brush to keep my tank looking nice and maintained. It is a lot of work when you're getting into this hobby. And thank you, Magna Viewer, so getting these guys a close look. When you get into this hobby, you got to take care of the fish. We can get sidetracked and think about algae and rock and keeping the look, but we make a home for our fish. It's an ecosystem. It is their home. It is the place that sustains them. And there's my boy Little Mike. One of the things I was concerned with getting an anemone is my boy Little Mike sits on the rocks, and I'm always worried about an anemone trying to catch this dude. So I kind of put him in there with a double-edged kind of probationary period. So it didn't even pass the first phase. And your ecosystem is very important. Everything affects it. All the additives you do, all the flow you add to it, all the corals you add to it. So in the all, everything is just doing fine. I want to thank you guys for watching and hearing my rant about anemones. A lot of people, I hear them say, hey, I want to get an anemone. Those are the problems that you get into. And if you're not an expert, just keeping an anemone happy is not easy. So thank you for listening to my rant. Keep those tanks clean, keep those animals happy, and I will leave you with a short view of the tank. Love, peace, and hair grease. This is D. Click the like button, click subscribe. I hope you got something out of this. I know I didn't. See ya.